This is the Porsche 911, and it is one of the greatest sports cars on the market today. But that's not to say it's without its fair share of faults. It's big, it's heavy, and despite being really fun to drive, it still has the engine located in the wrong spot, so you're always having a fight with basic physics. There might be a better solution, and it could be the Porsche Cayman. It also has the engine mounted in the middle, so it should have a better balance too. This week on Ignition, we find out if it's a better sports car. Launches over 6,000 RPM. You'll hit 60 in 4.2 seconds. And a nice firm upshift. It's a little synthetically firm, but sounds good. Quarter mile, 12.7 seconds at 109.7 miles an hour. But we'll keep going because we have the space. And for our 60 to 0 braking test, took the Cayman 106 feet to stop from 60. You go hard on the throttle to straighten out the car, to use the acceleration. You throw it in too hard though, and you'll get a big, nice drift. And when you drive the two back to back, as I have recently, you notice there are some things in the Cayman's favor. For one, it feels lighter. It feels noticeably lighter. The polar moment feels lower. The center of gravity feels lower. This car has a way of just sort of dancing across the road that the heavier 911 doesn't. In fact, this car has more nimbleness to it, a better sense of balance on the road versus the 911. But there are some traits in this car that I like a little bit more. There are a lot of things going for the Cayman, but there is one significant downside, and it has 6 figures. It is the price. This car, as tested, costs over $100,000. Randy, so this Porsche Cayman S has to be one of my favorite sports cars, that I've ever driven. And I think you share the sentiment.
This one's a little looser, like in the entry phase here, but it's still a sweetheart. It is a very well-balanced car. Corkscrew, you just leap over the top.
That's so much fun.
Cayman feels a lot like a race car to me. It's very happy on the circuit at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca.
And I love the soundtrack that you get too, but the way it sounds, it just keeps urging you to get into that power band more and more just because it's so sweet. Listen to that. There's nothing like the sound of a Porsche flat 6 on an upshift.
Just go, 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 rev me, use me.
Beautiful sound.
Porsches are probably the only sports car, in fact, that can be driven on a racetrack dead stock.
Yeah.
And keep brakes on.
And reliable, not fall apart, overheat.
Yes.
And on the road, this car has sort of the quality where the tires are just sort of tapping along the ground, like tap dancing at least. It's not planted, it's just sort of skittering along. And some people don't like that, I know on the staff, but I, for one, enjoy it quite a bit on the road.
Well, it has a light touch, and I think that's part of it. Being mid-engine, the polar moment is low. So bringing it into the corner like this, it's just so willing.
Yes.
You're not wrestling a big front-engine car down into the apex.
The word delicacy comes to mind when you're driving this car. There's just a tactile, delightful tactile feedback through the wheel, through the whole chassis as it rotates around, that I absolutely enjoy.
More of a sports car in the classic sense,
yes.
isn't it? cars are getting to be so powerful that they're these muscle-bound brutes.
Yes.
Whereas the Cayman is better all-around balanced.
The Cayman is a four-wheeled example that there's something more to driving than horsepower and outright grip. While it delivers on those, the latter more than the former, it's the totality of the driving experience that leaves you so fulfilled and wanting more. In the Cayman, you look for excuses to take the long way home, to find those curvy stretches of road, no matter how brief they may be, just to reach into this car's performance capabilities. It's the desire to hunt for these moments, whether they're long or fleeting, that make the Cayman one of the best sports cars of our time.